Our intellectual understanding cannot help elevate our present condition, but with the help of teachers of spirituality, man can progress on the path of spirituality. The Rigveda says, they follow eternal law, preach and practice truth, extend a helping hand to all, act as a unique guide and guardian, bounteous, benevolent, broad-minded and saviors from sins. Explaining the role of spiritual teachers, Swami Vivekananda says, every soul is destined to be perfect and every being in the end will attain to that state. Whatever we are now is the result of whatever we have been or thought in the past, and whatever we shall be in the future will be the result of what we do or think now. But this does not preclude our receiving help from outside. The possibilities of soul are always quickened by some help from outside, so much so that in the vast majority of cases in the world, help from outside is almost absolutely necessary. Quickening influence comes from outside and that works upon our own potentialities, and then the growth begins. Spiritual life comes and man becomes holy and perfect in the end. This quickening impulse which comes from outside cannot be received from books. The soul can receive impulse only from another soul and from nothing else. We may study books all our lives. We may become very intellectual, but in the end we find we have not developed at all spiritually. It does not follow that a higher order of intellectual development always shows an equivalent development of spiritual side of man. On the other hand, we find cases almost every day where the intellect has been highly developed at the expense of spirit. In intellectual development, we can get much help from books, but in spiritual development, almost nothing. In studying books, sometimes we are deluded into thinking that we are being spiritually helped. But if we analyze ourselves, we shall find that only our intellect has been helped and not spirit. That is the reason why almost every one of us can speak most wonderfully on spiritual subjects. But when the time of action comes, we find ourselves so woefully deficient. It is because books cannot give us that impulse from outside. To quicken the spirit, that impulse must come from another soul. Oh.